All right, I'm trying out something new. I have two microphones at the same time. I need anybody to come into my live and tell me if you can hear me. Tell me how my audio is doing. Oh, this is hard. This is actually hard to manage. Okay, we're live. We're live. We're live. Welcome back. I skipped last week. I took last week off. Sorry, not sorry. I didn't feel like it. Welcome. Welcome to Human Design Q&A with me, Tangi, the Feel Good Expert. So glad you're here. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have about human design. Human design is super fun. If you don't know what human design is, it is an empirical system that uses your birth date, exact time, and location to create a strategic map of your energy. What do you do with it? It helps you make decisions and manage your energy in a way that is aligned for you. We use your birth date, exact time, and location to create this map that looks kind of like a disembodied geometry problem or something. But once you learn about it, you learn that there are so many different ways that people interact and match energy and manage energy. And it helps you to be able to live the life that you want to live in a way that's aligned with what you're here to create. So super fun stuff. Yeah, glad you're here. Let me know, how's my audio? I have two microphones at the same time. Can you hear me? Somebody comment and tell me. Yeah. So welcome again. My name is Tangi, aka the Feel Good Expert. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That's why I call myself the Feel Good Expert. You can find me at the Feel Good Expert across all platforms. Be careful out there though, because I'm not going to DM you. Okay, there's still scammers aren't as bad as they were last year, but they're still out there. So I won't DM you. Feel free to DM me though. The easiest place to get in contact with me is on Instagram, actually, because on Instagram I can share audio, voice notes, and screenshots. So much easier to answer questions there. I also call myself the Feel Good Expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting, inhibiting, or dogmatic about this system. I don't like that, although it is pretty common. I simply use human design as a context and a language for describing energy patterns. And I do that by providing you foundational knowledge and practical tools with real life application. My favorite tool is my website. It's feelgoodhumandesign.com. The cool thing about my website that you might not find on other websites is that all of the chart properties will link you to free video explanation. So it's a free on-demand mini reading. So if you're here and you're like, hey, just read my chart, you just need to go to my website, and everything that I would tell you in person is the same thing that you'll find in those links. Yeah, see, there you are. So go to my website, type in your birth date, exact time, and location. It's going to tell you your type, your strategy, your authority, and a bunch of other cool stuff. And then come back here and ask me anything that you want to ask me. That's why I come live, to answer questions about human design. So if you're brand new, pull your chart first, come back, ask me questions. All I ask in return is that you engage with the live. So like, comment, share, follow, all of that stuff. That's helpful to me as a projector in human design to feel seen, honored, and recognized for all the time, money, and energy I put into learning the system. But it also helps me in algorithm land. When you engage with the live, the algorithm goes, oh, she must be doing something right. And then they send more people my way. Great. More questions, more answers. So let's see. Let me catch up on some comments. Hi, Carmine. Melanie says they can hear me. I have nervous digestion. What does that mean? Okay, let's look at it. I think I had another question. Today is a digestion question day. Hi, Jacqueline. Oh, a mental projector. Oh, a 5-2 also. Very rare. Any thoughts on open? I actually have closed taste digestion. So let's talk about the variables. You guys have a lot of questions about the variables. What are variables in human design? They're the arrows. So when you pull your chart, you're going to see arrows like around the crown center on the left and right side. The top left is going to be your digestion arrow. The bottom left is going to be your environment arrow. The top right is going to be your motivation arrow. The bottom right is going to be your perspective arrow. And I cover all of this in my course, by the way. And so every single one of these arrows has 6 potentials, 6 different options. So when you look at the digestion arrow, we are looking at how to manage energy for your physical body. The best way for you to intake based on your birth info. And so they go in order actually, and you'll be able to see the number by the arrow. The lowest number is the most sensitive digestion. The highest number is the least sensitive digestion. And so at the very bottom, we have consecutive and alternating appetite. And then right above that, we have open and closed taste. And there's 2 options because it depends on if your arrow faces left or right. A left-facing arrow is very active digestion. You need to make sure that you're getting enough calories, eating your 3 meals a day, being on a pretty strict schedule about when you eat. Left-facing arrows. Right-facing arrows are more receptive, more fluid, more easygoing. So if we put that in the context of open and closed taste, I'm closed taste. I can fast. I can just wait until I'm hungry. It's not a big deal. And I actually gain weight and eat too much if I put myself on a strict schedule. And so I don't do that. I just kind of like go with the flow, snack, whatever. But open and closed taste, both being on that second line, and sensitive eaters are repetitive eaters. I want to eat the foods that I know are safe. Okay. I want to go back to the same thing over and over again for a season, for the season that my body needs it for. And then when I get sick of it, I'm done with it. I'm done with it forever. I could never, ever look at it again. So open and closed taste, repetitive eater. If you have a left facing arrow, okay, open taste, that means that you're going to eat the same things over and over again at the same time, over and over again. If you have closed taste, you're going to look for those same foods, but you're a little more fluid on the schedule of it. Nervous is up on the 4th line, I think. My little, yeah, nervous touch, because it's high and low sound are on the 5th line, of course. 5th line is always about frequency and vibration. Okay, so nervous versus calm. It's on a 4th line. Anything that's on the 4th line is going to be about like who's close to me while I'm eating or not. Okay. So nervous digestion means like, I want to be in a buzzing environment. I want to be around people, around activity, around energy, right? But mostly the people part. There goes my thing. It just flew across the floor. Calm is the opposite, right? I want to not be around too much activity and too many people when I eat. Hi, Steph. Oh, and what is transference in regards to motivation? Yeah, I love that question. Mandala Fly, hello. 2-4 projector. I struggle with waiting for the invitation. As projectors, are we just supposed to educate, share knowledge that draws what we want to us? That's a great question. Okay, let me answer about motivation, and then I can talk about what a projector is here to do. Testing though. Is my mic okay? Is it even on? Can you tell? I mean, that the green light is on. I was holding this mic in my last live, and the people on YouTube were like, yeah, you sound great. And the people on TikTok are like, hey, your mic's not on. Well, I know, because this mic is connected to my computer, not my phone. So I took this little one and clipped it on. This one's connected to my phone. This one's connected to my computer. I like to have a good audio, okay? My cognition is feeling. Here for the vibes. Okay, so transference. So when we get, some people look at transference and digestion and digestion and environment, and some people don't. I'm one of the people that just don't. I'm like, you're just going too far, okay? But when it comes to the way that the mind works, so anything that's on the right side, if you're looking on my website, the pink side, anything that comes to the way that the mind works, like I think transference is actually important to know, because it's important to know if you're in the opposite of the way that you're supposed to think, okay? So what was the motivation? Mine's hope. So my transference is guilt. What did you say yours was? Oh, you didn't. So out of these 6 lines, there's an opposite to every. So if you're a 1st line motivation, your opposite is the 3rd. If you're a 2, your opposite is the 4. If you're a 3, your opposite is the 6, and vice versa, right? Sorry, 2 is 5. So anyway, yeah, it's 1, 4, 2, 5, 3. Neither here nor there. Okay. It's much easier when I have like a visual to show you. My motivation is 2nd line, hope. My transference is 5th line, guilt. I am supposed to go with the flow. Okay. I am supposed to let life play out as it will. I am supposed to remain optimistic. Now, when I am looking out into the world and taking action based on what is wrong, what's not right, what needs to be fixed, what problem needs to be solved, instead of being optimistic and going with the flow and saying everything is working out for me, best case scenario, that is my transference. If you're guilt and you're not actively going, how can I make this better? What needs to be fixed? What problem needs to be solved? And just going, no, I'm just going to throw my hands in the air and go with the flow. That is your transference. Okay. So it's specific to your chart, and you'll be able to see based on the number that's next to that top right arrow. But that's kind of it's kind of advanced. Oh, mine is hope too. Okay. Success is not one of our motivations, but I think you're talking about your signature theme, which I'm going to talk about in context of projector. So this is called, welcome for anyone who's just joined. My name is Tangi. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That's why I call myself the feel good expert. I also call myself the feel good expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting, inhibiting, or dogmatic about this system. But that is pretty rampant in this industry. Be careful out there, okay? Human design is a synthesis of multiple systems. We're using Western astrology, the Chinese I-Ching, mystical Kabbalah, as well as the Hindu Brahmin chakra system. Mush all that together and now attach it to your birth date, exact time, and location, and you get this customized map of energy that tells you how to manage your energy and make decisions that are correct for your specific energy type. It's different than astrology. This is how I describe the difference between human design and astrology. We do use astrology. Astrology is a foundational system in human design, but there's more. So astrology, because I also study astrology, I look at astrology like a map. Like, what's the general map? What's the general direction for my life, right? I need to know that, right? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Like, it's just the overarching theme. And now human design, if I've got a map in hand and I'm going a direction, human design is my water bottle. It's my protein shake, okay? It's the person, it's the body, it's the thing that actually shows up on the map. And so you and I could be born the same year and have a very similar trajectory, right? Same nodal placements, and a lot of the outer planets are all in the same place. But the energy that you and I bring is going to be very, very different based on what shows up in your human design chart. So that's the difference there. Human design now helps you, because you have all of this information, manage your energy and make decisions that are correct for you. I've been studying it for 7 years now. Whoa, that happened fast. And I come on live to answer your questions about human design because I like to. It's really, really fun. Ask me anything. Ask me anything you want about human design in the comments. I'm happy to answer. This is recorded, by the way. You can always go back and watch the Q&A if you missed part of it on my YouTube channel at The Feel Good Expert. Yeah, so all I ask in return is just engage, like, comment, share, follow, whatever. And if you want to engage with me further, like I said, my website is a free resource. It's feelgoodhumandesign.com. You just type in your birth date, time, and location. It's linked in my bio, by the way. And then you'll get this map and you'll be like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at, Tangi, can you help? Yes, all of the chart properties on my website will link you to free video explanation. So it's an on-demand free mini reading. Great place to start. You want to dig a little deeper, or maybe you're just more of a visual learner, or you don't have time to sit and listen to videos. When my kids were young, I did not have time for that. I do have a personalized report. It's in the $20 range. Unheard of in the human design industry, by the way. Nobody charges that little for a personalized report. But if you're new to human design, it is the best place to start. It's going to describe your type, your strategy, your authority, give you grounding practices, affirmations, journaling prompts, reflection questions, like everything you need to know in a little package as you're getting started. I also have a course where I teach human design. Again, lowest price in the industry, I promise. And I make it very easy to jump in if you want to learn how to read charts. And I have a webinar coming up, I forgot to say, for business owners, spiritual entrepreneurs. It's called Retrograde. And so it's how to look back on your business, decide what's working and what isn't, set up really good systems and automation so that your business can run more on autopilot going forward. Okay, let me check in on these comments. Okay, so I said I would talk about the projector, like the waiting for the invitation or not. Let's see. I said hi, Steph. Hi, Hollywood. Is it better to have more defined centers or less? There is no better or worse. There's no good, bad. There's no right or wrong according to human design. It just is the energy that you have. And so once you know the energy you have, you know how to work with the energy that you have. This is my chart behind me, by the way. So I have 7 undefined centers. Yeah, opposite of success is bitterness. Yeah. Let's talk about the projector. This is called a human design chart. Is it the small number or the big number? It's cut off. Hold on. I'll tell you in just a second. Why is the mental projector so rare? It's a rare authority and it's a rare profile. So 5-2 is one of our transitional profiles, like maybe 1.5% of people have it. And mental projector is also rare. I think it's like less than 3% of people. How does innocence motivation within goals and business? Yeah, that's a tough one. It is a tough one. Meditation with Ash. It's a tough one, Ash. But okay, it's a 6th line. And so it's not so passive as you think. It is the culmination of all of your experience that allows you to be in that energy of innocence and not so much that energy of desire, right? Like very goal oriented and like, very strategic with your marketing and things like that. It's more stepping into that role model archetype in business. Would you say human design is a more effective blueprint to help people heal? Yeah. So I actually used it as a blueprint for my own healing. And I get asked this question a lot. You're going to look at your design Mars placement. So it's the Mars on the left side. You're going to look at that gate. That's your core wound. It's going to come up over and over and over again. You can also look at your Saturn. That'll come up every 7 years. And look at your most open center. That's going to be the biggest distraction for you. Those are the narratives that'll come up every time you go to therapy, every time you go to a healer, like every time you go do, Reiki, it doesn't matter. Those are the things that'll come up every single time. Unless, or also, if you feel like your defined centers were conditioned, so you grew up in an environment where being yourself was not the right thing to be, you'll find physical health problems there is what I've noticed. So like your narratives that you create, your internal dialogue that maybe needs to be shifted or healed, you'll find that in the design Mars in your most open center. Saturn is more like lessons, like the things that keep coming into our lives over and over again. And then your colored in centers, those are where your energy, the way that you are, the way that you show up in your relationships, if someone told you that's wrong, then you'll have to do some healing work on that too, because you'll have physical ailments related to it. Hi, Emily. What are your top 3 favorite gates? Oh my gosh. What a great question. What are your top 3 favorite gates? Like just general gates or gates in my own chart? Hi, Maria. Hi, Louisa. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about projectors and waiting for the invite. I'm just trying to catch up so that I can get back on my train of thought. I think I combined myself with my ex who was an emotional projector. Do you have an undefined G center? Struggling with motivation as a 3-5 projector, big procrastinator. What's the feel good experts incarnation cross? The Sphinx. Our incarnation cross is important. It's the impact that your aura has on others when you cross their path. It's not like you have to do anything, but once you know, you can go, oh yeah, that does happen. My sister's a mental projector and I'm a splenic manifestor. My mom had her hands full. Yeah, I agree. My manifestor son is a whole experience. And my best friend has a projector son and he's a whole experience. How do you define most open? The fewest gate activations. So if you look at my chart, like the throat is pretty open, right? I only have 35, I only have 1 gate, but my most open center is actually the ego center. So I struggle with self-worth. And I go back and forth between inflated self-worth and no self-worth. Can you look at your Chiron gate in HD? Yes, you can. It doesn't activate anything in your chart, but you can look at it. I use an advanced reader software that shows Chiron. Hi, Nova. Can you say what those three things represent again? So what's colored in your chart, if who you are and how you are was not accepted in your childhood or in the environments that you found yourself in, you might see physical ailments come up in those centers. So like for me, having a defined root and a defined spleen, my immune system failed and I had an complete adrenal burnout. So the two things that are attached to the two things that I have, that's what happened. But as far as my own internal healing work, the way that I talk to myself, okay, like the things that I ruminate on, that was in my ego center, most open center, and in my design Mars core wound. So for example, my ego center, I said, like, I might ruminate on self-worth, having an inflated sense of self-worth and then having none and just going back and forth. There's no anchor for the energy. So you get really distracted and confused. As far as the Mars, I was very immature when it came to intimacy, love, conditional love, unconditional love. And so I had to become mature in that. And that took some work. So if I had known to just look at that from the beginning, it might have been faster. Melanie. Most open center is going to be the least gate activations. 61. Oh, I do like a 61. 57. Oh, so you like all the intuitive ones. Our psychic, our extra intuitive and extra sensory and psychic gates are 19, 12, and 62. Mine says, I am going to talk about the projector. I'm sorry. Just get cut up. What does it mean if a section is pink? That's defined. Colored in. That means that's energy that you create. Okay, let me answer this question about, so I'm a projector too, and I'm a projector business owner. And so a question I get often is, how do I run a business if I'm waiting for the invitation? Let me clear this up for you in like one sentence. You are waiting for an invitation to guide. So you're waiting for an invitation to teach, to coach, to give advice, to penetrate someone else's aura. Don't penetrate someone else's aura without consent, okay? Don't give them something for nothing, okay? Don't guide them unless they have specifically asked for your guidance. Now, how do they know how to specifically ask for your guidance? As a projector, you show up and you be seen and you walk them through systems, okay? You give them step-by-step processes. Because you have an undefined sacral center, you absorb all of this sacral energy of creativity and excitement and enthusiasm. You absorb it and then you focus it. So instead of absorbing it and amplifying and go, oh, this is the right way to be. This is how I'm supposed to be. So now I need to hustle. Now I need to be excited too. You go, no, that's not my job. I see you. I see you being so excited and so creative. You're amazing. Let me tell you how to focus that energy step by step. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to give you a process. I'm just going to walk you through a process without specifically penetrating your aura and giving you specific advice. I'm just going to walk you through a process. That is how I show up to be seen on my channels. Okay. I just show up and I go, hey, here's what I know. As a projector, take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. And when we don't have that detachment of take it or leave it, that's when people get the ick. And then they get the ick and then we get bitter. Like, why don't you appreciate everything that I know? That's how could you? Now I'm bitter. I'm wasting my energy on you. I don't even have energy to waste on you. Don't. Everything except penetrating someone else's aura, just do it. You don't need to wait to be invited. And that's a controversial opinion I have. Some people say you need to wait to be invited to freaking everything. Like, don't make a move. Don't eat without being invited. I'm like, that's insane. Okay. That's actually nuts. Don't do that. But I do know that my guidance has a specific impact. And when it's invited, it's an even bigger impact. And I have to show people how to invite me and the types of invitations that I will be good at. And so that's what I do in my business. That's what I do in my socials, is to consistently show up and go, Human design is my thing. And not just overarching human design for beginners is my thing. I'm really good at explaining this in a very clear and concise way where you get it the first time I say it. Not everybody can do that. That's my thing. So I'm going to show up and be seen and do that thing over and over and over again. And now people go, when I want someone to refer a beginner to, when I want someone to teach me human design in the fastest, clearest, most concise way possible, right? When I want a guide that just gets straight to the point, I know who to go to. There you go. Would you say the center with 2 out of 8 or the one with 1 out of 3 is most open? Probably the 2 out of 8, but you could look at both. Hi, Andrew. The easy breezy genius. I know what website you've been on. This is my website behind me if you're on TikTok. It's feelgoodhumandesign.com. It is a free resource to pull your human design chart, and it has free video explanation. So all of the chart properties link you to little short videos that'll explain each part of your chart to you. What's the best way to learn about a specific gate? I love this question. Okay, so I just told you what my teaching style is, right? This is my teaching style. If you want to know about a gate, you have to go biggest theme to smallest theme. You can't start with the smallest theme and figure it out from there. You'll get confused. It won't make sense. And I can promise you that. I have the definitive book of human design on my shelf. I can go to the gate, I can read you the sentence, and you'll be like, I still don't know what you mean. You have to go, okay, I have this gate active where? So you go and find what energy center it's in your chart first. Step 1. What energy center is this gate even in? That is very important, because if you know the theme of the energy center, the gate is a smaller theme of that. Okay, it's a specific theme that goes with that energy center and carries the energy of that center. So if it's a solar plexus gate, like I was talking about my core wound, gate 6, I know gate 6 is going to have something to do with emotions. Okay, something to do with depth and thoroughness. Something to do with writing an emotional wave. Those are all solar plexus themes. Now that I know that I'm in that ballpark of emotion, okay, the emotion and the depth and thoroughness that we bring to our interactions with others, now I can look at gate 6. It's called friction, also conflict, also intimacy. Now I can go, okay, this is about the emotional energy that I bring to interactions. And it's about, because it's reaching in the direction of the sacral, it's about what creativity I let in, what desires I let in, what types of interactions I let in, who I'm open to or not. Okay, so it's like, look at where the gate is, what energy center, and what energy center it's going toward. That's going to tell you a lot about it. I do have all of the gates on my Pinterest board. I have all of the gates in all of my gate playlists where I explain them. So I have resources on the gates. And then if you're in my course, I have an ebook that explains the gates by keynote. So based on what line it's on, the number after the decimal. Jacqueline said, oh my God, this is me. Yeah, I know. 5-1 ego projector, 5-1-1-3 ego manifestor. Welcome. Teens. How can I show up in my coaching business as a 4-6 generator with an undefined throat? Oh my gosh, you have to come to my webinar called Retrograde, because this is exactly what I'm going to talk about. Like when I'm looking at this, just based on what you told me, I'm like, your lead magnet needs to be a community. You need to have a Facebook group or some kind of like space where people can come and like hang out with you and interact. Every fourth line, I'm like, your lead magnet needs to be a community. Your undefined throat is not going to work when you're by yourself. Your lead magnet needs to be a community where people can come in and ask you questions. You can interact with people. You can hold their hand. You can be their bestie. And as a generator, also giving you things to respond to. I struggle with trying to find out how to wait for the invite, so this helps. Oh, good. 5-1 ego projector. Hi. Kua 51. I don't know how to say that. Hi, Sarah. Writing across the vessel of love. How can I be magnetic in business? Aww. Similar. 4th line, right? Fourth line, I think your lead magnet should be a community space, a group, something, some space where like people can come and hang out with you. And you, because you're a 2/4, you might want to have like someone with you to manage the space so that you can hermit when you need to. Emotional generator, you also might want to have an application process, right? So that people can really be sure that they're ready for your depth and thoroughness. Same thing. If you come to my retrograde webinar, like this is exactly what I'm going to talk about. As a 4/1, what do I need to heal? I mean, I would imagine that you're just obsessed with like psychology and people and how people work and why they are the way that they are. Is the G center magical and soulful? Oh, wait, come back. It jumped. See if I can get back to that. Oh man. Oh, there, I think it's magic. Yeah, I mean, it's our center of love.